The word nostalgia carries a certain beauty to it, this reverence blurred by the distance of time. But there's also this melancholic feeling that the ideal of the past is finished, over, never to be reclaimed. In the words of Madlib, that which is perfect is finished. In a way that's fitting of the word nostalgia. Tracing it back to its roots, the word is derived from the Greek nostos, meaning homecoming, and algos, pain. Together, homecoming pain. It feels as if the underlying truth behind the feeling is this ache of inadequacy and calm sorrow for the lost. This period of greatness is over, never to return. A good ending often evokes a similar feeling. There's no recreating that first emotional blow, those overpowering emotions. It's similar to nostalgia, only devoid of the timely distance. That beautifully sad feeling was evoked upon finishing Great Teacher Onizuka. For those not in the know, here's a quick premise. His name is Eikichi Onizuka, 21, bachelor. He's a former thug, a delinquent, a biker, and now a teacher. His reason? To pick up 18-year-old students. At least until he's placed in a middle school in charge of a class filled with incredibly smart problem students. It would appear that the situation and Onizuka's goals don't line up, but with a quick amendment to his focus, now being other teachers as opposed to the moral landmine that would be students, he's back on track. As we follow Onizuka, it becomes increasingly apparent that the underlying reason behind his choice to pursue teaching is to improve his students' lives. He claims that his teachers never believed in him, how they always put him down, how he doesn't view them as good role models, and, by extension, teachers. It's reasonable to assume how this treatment may have reinforced or even driven Onizuka to delinquency. So with such a deep-seated disgust for this strict, demoralizing style of teaching, he strives to become the opposite, a teacher he wishes he had, a teacher who could help his students with their problems, ensuring that they take the right path. In a way, it's asking the question, what is a teacher? By dichotomizing the book teacher who regurgitates theory and applies rules to the more spiritual teacher concerned with the mental state and development of the student. It's not that there can't be teachers who fall in the middle, most probably do, but the show uses Onizuka as an extreme on one end to highlight the need for this type of teacher and their ability to create good. Someone who views the role as a responsibility to incite positivity as opposed to one who views it as a job. For this reason, Onizuka stays and continues to foster an environment where his students are free to let loose, forget, and overcome their problems. The majority of the show henceforth surrounds the students and those problems. How Onizuka takes the initiative to interfere and improve their situations, often in comical ways, at least until the severity of the circumstances are revealed. As time carries on, you see these problem students, each with their own reasons and personal spin on the hatred of authority figures, come to respect and find a sort of camaraderie with Onizuka. One by one, no matter what it takes, the bitter students are won over. By the time you approach the end, there's this tangible sense of community and friendship between the students and Onizuka. This serves to emphasize the bittersweet feeling of the impending end. These kids are having what might be the best time of their lives, but that time is finite, impermanent. It's coming to an end, just as the show is. The final student left unswayed fittingly causes the most trouble, where many of the students meddling in troubles involved money, bullying, or some type of scandal. There was never any feeling that any of it couldn't be undone. This final arc is different. The crime of a student is irreversible. The only options are to let the student answer for their crime or to take the fall. Of course, you know what he chooses. And so Onizuka's story comes to a close as he makes one final sacrifice for his students, becoming an outlaw in Japan and fleeing to America. I can't help but feel as if the viewer and the students he left behind are facing a similar feeling. With Onizuka gone, most likely indefinitely, so too are those joyous times. That point in these children's lives is over, never to be experienced again. For the viewer, the experience is over. Those moments of laughter and connection to these characters are over. And sure, you could go back and watch them again, but they won't ever deliver quite the same feeling. In reality, it's as if you're just replaying a memory. I feel as if I'm on the same level as the students, knowing that this character helped create joy in my life for a brief moment, only to know that the moment is done. Through this unique connection, I was able to feel an odd sense of nostalgia for a show I had only just finished. It was beautiful, and yet sad.